All right, hey guys, we are in the basement now. We're in the actually the basement garage. It's gonna be the new shop. It's a mess. We'll see more of this later. Anyhow, before I get too far in and forget to capture it, what we're gonna be doing is connecting into these water lines, that sewer line, and running them over here. Vaguely for a washer and dryer that are going upstairs. So I thought I'd bring you in on the action. We're gonna be running some wire through here and over, and let's check it out. Whoa! Sneak under the door. So I've already begun the process, and I forgot to film earlier, but more or less, there was a junction box in here and another feed that came over to here, which was our 220 plug, right? It's a 10-3 standard Romex. I decided not to use the older stuff because obviously there's no ground, so we got 120, 120 neutral, and a copper bare ground. Yes, I haven't taped together. Yes, the breaker is off. No, I haven't gotten shocked yet. So basically it was all up in the drop ceiling. I got that pulled back. Now we're on this side of the wall. We got to get from here to here. Then we're going to stop right here. That's our wire. And it's going to go with the rest of them that way through that header and over. So let's watch me struggle, see if I can't get this pulled apart real quick. Big old conductor. This is PEX-A, and why that matters, because this fitting for 1/2 inch is a 1/2 inch inner diameter, as is the tube. You see they don't fit. Normally, crimp PEX, you stick it in, put a clamp on it. This, you don't. There's sleeves that'll go over the end of this, and I'll show you how all this works. And you actually expand this to fit over this, and then it becomes watertight. So for this moment, we're gonna work on changing this water filter. I changed one on the other filter housing, but there's one more, and it is disgusting. So, climb up on my ladder. We'll see what we got here. God, that looks bad. So bad. All right, so I did this a minute ago, but there's a little guy on top. You can go filter, off, or bypass. We're gonna go bypass, and we're gonna attempt to unscrew this. So I'm gonna go and get the tool, and hopefully this won't piss too much water on us. All right, so we're back. Had to go get my wrench for this, which should. Oh my God, that was amazing. I just hucked sponge, and by some amazing act of luck and skill, it decided to tuck itself in right here. Look at that, you can see where it bounced off the wall. Magic. All right guys, we're on to another section of this project. So, as we already started, this is the 30 amp breaker that has a 10-3 wire that we pulled from all the way over there and is now hanging right there waiting for the dryer plug. What we're gonna do is take this 12-2, add in ourselves a 20 amp breaker. So, just an FYI, National Electrical Code, if you're gonna run a 20 amp breaker, has to be at least a 12 conductor on it. Use that how you will. I'm gonna do it the right way. We're gonna get this run over here and hang it with this guy. So there's our 12-2. This is going to feed the washing machine, and our 10-3 that's going to run the electric dryer, and obviously we're going to have to shorten that. Okay, so we are up in the closet where we're going to put the washing machine and dryer. So what we're going to end up doing is putting outlet box here. Okay, so that is going to sit at a base of about 42 inches. So the top of the washer should be about here. Okay, so let's talk about a couple of the parts here. First thing you're going to need to do what I'm doing is an outlet box. Now you can see this is expansion PEX, so I'm going to be able to go right into this with my PEX hose, and that'll make my life a lot easier. That works out. So we'll have to connect this in such a way, something thereabouts, boom, then we're going to stick a vent on it up in the wall. And that way it gets good airflow, make sure it drains great, and then this will go down to the plumbing stack. Anyhow, that being said, this will make more sense as we get into it if you're not familiar. What we will be doing here in just a moment is cutting into this wall. Basically, we got 1/2 inch PEX. I'm gonna use a trusty, rusty 7/8. Got the other drill. New battery. Let's see if it helps. We have punched through. Alright, so we are through to the basement. Let's go downstairs and see where we popped out. Alright, so see wood shavings. There it is. Okay. Awesome. So as it turns out, upstairs versus downstairs, they've aligned the studs in this wall with the joists in the wall downstairs because everything's 16 on center. And I should have assumed that. But I didn't. So now, I'm going to punch my next hole to the left of that. So one hot, cold. Now I think we can fit the drain in here too. We'll be able to fit our stack in here and stick the vent up here. So let's drill another hole real fast. Got partway through, but I killed the battery. Now we wait. Okay. So first things first, let's talk about this. That's not straight. I see that. This came over too far. I also see that. It'll look fine when I'm finished. Anyways. Alright, so we are going to cut out the last piece. I've already cut out 2. We'll talk about that in a sec. Just have a nice, handy, strong, sturdy thing to hold your work up. I also use my couch, but last cut is going to be 16 inches, and then I'll put our vent just above the box, and you'll see that in just a sec. So let's get this cut, and I'll lay everything on the floor and show you where we're working with. Remember your layout. So after some adjustment, you should end up with something that looks about like this. Not so bad. Okay, now that we have our wire up here and the holes drilled down, there's 2 holes for water and 1 for wiring. We are going to go ahead and put the wire in place in the 3rd hole, which will be made in a triangle, so it'll be closest to us. Since the water goes that way, it'll all be on that side. Electric this way. So a handy little tip I'm cutting out for this old work junction box, so I can just kind of float it in the drywall. Before you cut out your square, put yourself a little screw so you can remove it when you cut it out without losing it in the wall. So now we're going to pull these through, so just this amount of yellow sheathing is inside the box. Boom, just like that. Now, that being the case, what we're going to do is take this extra wire, pull it back a little bit, and stick that in the wall. Boom. And this is going to go like such. at it. Now, just don't want to take our screwdriver. Check that our box is nice and level. And wire up our new outlet for the 120 volt. Okay? So you'll notice there's 3 sets of connections. Ground, which is your bare copper lead. Your hot wire, that's going to be black. Black is hot. And then you have the white wire, that's your neutral. So upright, black, white, green. So let's arrange your wires so they're correct side to curl around here. Now obviously I haven't hooked this up downstairs, so there is no power to this. Do not do this with the power connector, or you will be electrocuted to some degree. If you survive, which you probably will, but I can't guarantee, it's going to hurt like hell. So don't do that, maybe. Make sure you always turn the power off before you start doing stuff like this. We'll go ahead and get our electrician-approved screw gun and send her home. Next, we're going to want to do the same thing with our white wire. Gets the job done pretty quickly. The wire in tight and not push it out, like so. Okay, so that I'm going to call complete. And we'll just go ahead and take your wires, mush them in the box as best you can. Once you make a bend in it, you should be able to just push it. Good, tight. All right, 220's run. Now I should note, once I'm done drilling out the hole for this pipe, I'm gonna bend this down and around so it's out of the way. Yeah, getting there. Just gotta shorten it. We're in good shape. Okay, so we are preparing to go attach the water hoses to the box, or at least figure out how long they need to be. So these are the 2 up pipes that are going to be coming from downstairs water feed. So yeah, this is why you use PEX-A. The inner diameter of this is a 1/2. As you see, their ODs and their IDs match, which means you get full flow. So the way that this works is you're going to take your clamp. Okay, so first things first, get your fittings. And if you have to clock them a certain way, now's a good time to think about that. Put your collar on, stick it in the tube. 5. 5 or 6 good expansions in there. Push it all the way in till it bottoms out. And let it sit. All right, let's do the next one. Do 6. They say to do, I think, 6 per 1/2 inch. Something like that. But anyhow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So there we have it. All right. So this is the Milwaukee M12 PEX tool. I bought it for, I think it was $400. This isn't sponsored or anything. Just a really, really good tool. Milwaukee, if you want to sponsor me ever, I'll use every tool you have. M12, M18, I've got your other stuff. Let's do something. But as you can see, just in a sec, this is already starting to hold. This is starting to hold. And with time, they will be watertight. And that's it. While we're here, let's go ahead and take care of this. You good? There. Oh, at some point, my phone decided it wanted to run out of battery. However, in the meantime, I have to measure for the downpipe on the drain, and I've already made connections to the heater valves, or the water valves here. They look great. Obviously, they're not connected down there. Yeah, they're run down. All the wiring's in this, I can test soon. We're in good shape, guys. We're in really good shape. Alright, let's do a fitting here. So, I did one test fitting earlier. This will go in between the two pipes that were just cut and connect to my PEX. So we're gonna make another. So if you're unfamiliar with how to solder, I will give you a lesson. Not that I'm good at it, but that ain't going anywhere. Now, as you can see, I've already done it, but for safety's sake, go ahead and take the brush. Emery tape works well too. And go ahead and get that cleaned up. Now, same deal with your fitting. Solder, need flux. So get some flux, flux it up. Doesn't matter if you put too much on the outside. Alright, so my phone ran out of storage, so we missed a couple steps here, but basically cut out the supply lines for the existing hot and cold water, took out about a ½ inch of copper pipe and inserted these T's with PEX barbs on them, as you will see. Well, I got this all finished up. Somewhere along the way my phone decided it didn't want to record anymore, but anyhow, we have our hot, our cold, our drain line. It's all connected back in. It looks funky because of the side of the joist, but it is running the right way. So now, everybody, let's hope for the best. We're not leaking yet. Oh, buddy. All right, call that a job done. Now I could fix the wall, but I don't really care that much. As you can see, got our drain line, which I need to zip tie to something real fast. Our hot and our cold, nothing's leaking. Shutoffs work, they're on. Wired up, dryer's set. Inaugural run of the new washers going. It did the fill and the wash. Now it's draining, so that's good. Let's step back and look at our work. Ensuite closet, washer and dryer, complete.